Christopher Columbus. Once upon a time, in a quaint town in Spain, there lived a man named Christopher Columbus. Columbus was not just an ordinary man, he was a dreamer. He loved to gaze at the stars and wonder what lay beyond the vast ocean. He often shared his dreams with his young son, Diego. One night, as the moonlight bathed their small cottage, Diego asked, "Father, what do you see when you look at the stars?" Columbus smiled and replied, "I see new lands and great adventures waiting to be discovered. One day, I shall sail across the ocean and find a new world." Diego's eyes sparkled with excitement. "Can I come with you, father?" "One day, my son," Columbus said, patting Diego's head. "One day, we will both sail into the unknown." Columbus's dream was not an easy one. Many people in his town thought he was foolish to believe that there were lands beyond the ocean. But Columbus was determined. He traveled to the grand court of King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella to seek their support. The king and queen were busy with their royal duties, but Columbus's passion caught their attention. "Your Majesties," Columbus began, bowing respectfully, "I believe that there are undiscovered lands across the ocean. If you support my voyage, I shall bring back great riches and new territories for Spain." Queen Isabella looked at Columbus with interest. "You are very confident, Senor Columbus. But how can you be sure there is something out there?" "Your Majesty," Columbus said with a twinkle in his eye, "the stars and the winds speak to me. I feel it in my heart that there are lands waiting to be found." King Ferdinand, intrigued by Columbus's conviction, said, "Very well. We shall provide you with 3 ships and a crew. But remember, this is a dangerous journey. You must be brave and steadfast." Columbus bowed deeply. "Thank you, Your Majesties. I shall not disappoint you." With the king and queen's blessing, Columbus began preparing for his voyage. He was given 3 ships, the Niña, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria. As he walked along the bustling docks, he met his crew, a group of brave men ready to embark on this grand adventure. Among them was a young sailor named Juan. Juan had always dreamed of sailing the seas and discovering new lands. "Captain Columbus," Juan said eagerly, "I am honored to be part of this journey." "Welcome aboard, Juan," Columbus replied with a smile. "Together, we shall find the new world." As the ship set sail, the townspeople gathered to bid them farewell. Diego stood on the shore, waving enthusiastically. "Goodbye, father. Discover the new world and come back soon." Columbus waved back, feeling a mix of excitement and determination. "Goodbye, my son. I shall return with tales of great adventures." The ship sailed away from the familiar shores of Spain and into the vast, uncharted ocean. The crew worked tirelessly, navigating through calm seas and turbulent storms. They sang songs to lift their spirits and shared stories of home. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Columbus gathered his crew. "Men," he said, "we are on the brink of a great discovery. The journey is long and the ocean vast, but we must remain hopeful. Trust in the stars and the wind, for they will guide us." Days turned into weeks, and the endless expanse of the ocean began to weigh on the crew's spirits. One night, a sailor named Pedro approached Columbus. "Captain, the men are growing restless. We have sailed for so long with no land in sight. What if we never find the new world?" Columbus looked up at the stars, his eyes filled with determination. "Pedro, we must have faith. The stars have never lied to me. I believe we are close. We cannot give up now." Pedro nodded, feeling a renewed sense of hope. "You are right, Captain. We shall press on." And so they continued their voyage, driven by Columbus's unwavering belief. One morning, as the first light of dawn painted the sky, a cry rang out from the crow's nest. "Land ho! Land ho!" The crew rushed to the deck, their hearts pounding with excitement. Columbus gazed out at the horizon, where a strip of land emerged from the mist. "Men," he said, his voice filled with emotion, "we have found it. We have discovered the new world." Cheers erupted from the crew as the ship sailed closer to the land. They could see lush greenery, pristine beaches, and the promise of new adventures. As they prepared to set foot on this uncharted territory, Columbus turned to his crew. "This is only the beginning, my friends. Together, we shall explore and uncover the wonders of this new world." The crew nodded, their spirits high. They knew that their journey was far from over, but with Columbus leading the way, they were ready for whatever lay ahead. The air was thick with anticipation as the crew of the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria prepared to disembark. Christopher Columbus stood at the bow of the Santa Maria, taking in the sight of the lush green island before them. "Captain Columbus," said Juan, his eyes wide with wonder, "it's more beautiful than I ever imagined." Columbus smiled warmly. "Indeed, Juan, this is just the beginning of our adventure." The crew lowered the boats and rowed to the shore. As they stepped onto the soft, sandy beach, they were greeted by the warm sun and the gentle rustle of palm trees. Birds with vibrant plumage chirped from the treetops, and the sweet scent of exotic flowers filled the air. "Men," Columbus announced, "we have reached the New World. Let us explore this land and meet its people with respect and curiosity." As they ventured inland, they encountered a group of native people. The natives watched them with a mix of curiosity and caution. Columbus, wanting to show his goodwill, approached them with a friendly smile. "Greetings," he said, using gestures to communicate. "We come in peace." The natives observed Columbus and his crew. Then one of them, a man with wise eyes and a gentle demeanor, stepped forward. He spoke in a language they didn't understand, but his tone was warm and welcoming. He introduced himself as Guacanagari, the chief of the island. Juan, who had a gift for languages, tried to mimic some of the sounds Guacanagari used. To everyone's surprise, Guacanagari laughed and nodded, signaling that he understood Juan's attempt to communicate. Guacanagari motioned for Columbus and his crew to follow him. They walked through the dense forest, eventually arriving at a vibrant village. The villagers welcomed them with open arms, offering fruits and fresh water. Columbus was touched by their generosity. "Thank you, Guacanagari. Your people are very kind." As days turned into weeks, the crew learned more about the island and its inhabitants. They discovered new foods, like sweet potatoes and pineapples, and marveled at the beauty of the land. The natives taught them about their customs and traditions, and the crew shared stories of their own homeland. One evening, as the sun set in a blaze of colors, Columbus sat with Guacanagari by the fire. "This land is truly wondrous," Columbus said. "But I must return to Spain and share the news of our discovery. I promise to come back." Guacanagari nodded, understanding the importance of Columbus's journey. He handed Columbus a beautifully crafted necklace made of shells and beads. "Take this as a symbol of our friendship," Guacanagari said, his voice filled with warmth. Columbus accepted the gift with gratitude. "Thank you, my friend. I will cherish this always." As Columbus and his crew prepared to leave, the villagers gathered to bid them farewell. Juan, who had grown close to the villagers, felt a pang of sadness. "Captain, will we ever see them again?" Columbus placed a reassuring hand on Juan's shoulder. "Yes, Juan, we will return. This is only the beginning of our connection with the New World." The ship set sail, leaving the island behind. The journey back to Spain was filled with excitement and anticipation. Columbus knew that their discovery would change the world forever. Upon their arrival in Spain, they were greeted as heroes. King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella listened intently as Columbus described the New World and its wonders. He presented them with the treasures and gifts from Guacanagari. "Your Majesties," Columbus said, "this is only the beginning. There is so much more to discover and learn. With your continued support, we can build a lasting friendship with the people of the New World." Queen Isabella smiled. "You have done well, Christopher. We shall support your future voyages. The New World holds great promise." Columbus bowed deeply. "Thank you, Your Majesties. I am honored to continue this journey." Back in their small cottage, Diego listened eagerly to his father's tales. "Father, did you see the stars in the New World too?" Columbus chuckled. "Yes, Diego. The stars shone just as brightly, and one day you will see them too." And so, Christopher Columbus's journey was not just a voyage of discovery, but the beginning of a new chapter in the story of the world. The New World and the Old World were now connected, and the adventures had only just begun. With dreams in their hearts and stars to guide them, Columbus and his crew looked forward to the wonders that awaited them. The end.